Hello and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Castle Keeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is going to be another installment of the character class spotlight for Castles and Crusades coming out of the Adventurer's Backpack. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Oathsworn. So another one of those really interesting classes, and I think this one actually comes together thematically a little bit better than a couple of the previous ones that were included in the Adventurer's Backpack. So let's dive right in and start taking a look at it. So here we have the Oathsworn. This is a Charisma Prime Attribute class. So, oh, excuse me. So let me zoom in on this and let's do a read through. So there are moments in everyone's lives that shape them into who and what they are, but for some, those moments are such that they define them. Whether it is love pure beyond measure, a nightmarish tragedy, an evil so wrought, or a sliver of numbing beauty, these moments become the guideposts that govern their lives, their actions, their loves, and their enmities. These are champions bound in a conflict, it should be in a conflict, struggle that is greater than themselves. These are the Oathsworn. The Oathsworn are creatures born of the eternal struggle between law and chaos, good and evil. Some are born in ignorance of the never-ending battle that wages around them, while some are acutely aware of it and thrive upon it. Yet still others deny it and refuse to be pawns in the unceasing contest. Whether chosen or born into it, whether they embrace or deny it, the Oathsworn are possessed of a propensity to join the fight on one side or the other. To this end, they combine the use of cold steel with the extraordinary abilities to battle their one great enemy. The Oathsworn is driven by a focus to support a cause greater than themselves. They are endowed with the powers because they have sworn an oath either to uphold law or bestow chaos, to battle or defend the forces of good or evil. This oath drives them, gives them focus, and embodies their life's mission. This is not to say that every waking moment of their lives are spent fulfilling their oath. Indeed, some may not even be wholly aware of what compels them until they truly encounter it. Others may know their struggles but seek to reject them, while still others gleefully embrace theirs. Whatever the case, the Oathsworn weave through life in a constant state of mental strife, for the oath is with them in one form or another, and to deny it is to invite catastrophe. I really like this image of it. It really does reflect the feel of what an oath sworn is meant to instill upon looking at it. Weapons are the tools of any struggle. To renounce them and set them aside in the hopes that the greater toils of life will embrace you is to die, often quickly. The oath sworn fight with anything they can lay their hands upon, though they each at one time or another choose a favored weapon, a war axe to cleave flesh and disarm opponents, a sword to puncture organs and slay quickly, a mace to break bones and crush armor. In the end, this is their tool to fulfill their oath's driving obligation. Armor is the shield that protects the flesh, and the flesh is the vessel of the oath. The Oathsworn will use any type of armor, helm, or shield, or combinations of them to keep the oath alive. Though metals may harm or interfere with the natural or learned abilities of others, the Oathsworn suffers no such grievance. Abilities: Binding Oath. The Oathsworn's binding oath is bound to the concept of alignment. They are forever involved in the eternal struggle between good and evil, marked by swearing a binding oath, or perhaps they were born under the aegis of the oath, to oppose the chosen aspect, whether it is lawful, chaotic, or neutral. Once the oath is chosen, it cannot be changed. It is important to note that the oath sworn need not be an alignment naturally opposed to the aspect they have chosen to combat. A chaotic good character can fight the forces of chaos. Their personal nature does not govern their aspect of alignment they struggle against. Called shot. Called shots are much easier for the Oathsworn when attacking creatures they have sworn to oppose. The called shot penalty is reduced from -8 to -4. At level 5, this is reduced to -2. At level 7, it is 0. At 9, there is a +2 bonus. At 11th level, there is a +4 bonus. Detect alignment. They have sworn a particular sense, they have a peculiar sense when it comes to creatures or magic items they are sworn to oppose. If such a creature is within 50 feet radius of an oath sworn, the character can sense them by detecting their alignment. The ability can penetrate barriers up to 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead or gold, and 3 feet of wood or dirt. They do not have to focus to use this ability, it is automatic. It can help reveal the locations of such creatures. Natural armor class. The Oathsworn has a natural AC bonus of +2 against all creatures they are sworn to oppose. Spell resistance. The Oathsworn has a spell resistance of 2 when facing any creature or situations they are sworn to oppose. Their spell resistance increases by 1 every 2 levels. At 3rd level, their spell resistance is 3. At 5th, it is 4. 7th is 5, etc. Their chosen weapon. This is a charisma-based skill. At 3rd level, the Oathsworn is allowed to choose a weapon type that gives them the option of using one of the following actions in addition to their normal swing. They can disarm, automatic initiative, push, parry, or offensive focus. They must announce the action they wish to attempt before the combat round begins. In other words, they have to declare their action beforehand. Weapon types are defined as follows: club or mace, flail or flail type, knives, daggers, and dirks, swords, axes or axe-like, spears, polearms, bows, crossbows, unusual weapons. Automatic initiative. Oathsworn wins initiative. Disarm. Opponent's weapon is knocked from the hand. Natural attacks such as claws are disabled for 1 round. Offensive focus +3 to hit, -6 to the armor class of the opponent. Parry. The Oathsworn gains +4 to armor class. Push. On a successful hit, the opponent is pushed back 10 feet if they fail a strength check. Intimidation. At 5th level, the Oathsworn is able to intimidate those around them. Years of toil bound in the iron grip of the Oathsworn, have given the Oathsworn a demeanor of strength and certainty. This combination gives them a sense of purpose and raw power. while attacking, and upon a successful charisma check, any creature of equal or lesser hit dice of the Oathsworn suffers a -2 to all rolls, including but not limited to initiative, attack, damage, and attribute checks. This penalty takes effect as soon as the Oathsworn uses the ability. They must announce it before rolling initiative. It has a 15-foot radius area of effect. Immediate intimidate is usable only once per combat encounter. At 5th level, an Oathsworn can intimidate one creature. The number of creatures intimidated increases with level as follows: up to 2 creatures at 6th level, 3 creatures at 7th level, up to 4 creatures at 8th, and so on up to a maximum of 10 creatures. The intimidation ends the moment the Oathsworn fails to score a successful hit against the intimidated creature. Extra Prime. At 10th level, a life of focus and dedication have honed their abilities, natural abilities. They can choose one secondary attribute to become an additional prime. This gives human Oathsworn a total of 4 primary attributes and 3 for all other races. Wow, that is a huge bonus, but it doesn't happen until 10th level, which is not so easy to get to in Castles and Crusades, but that is a major boost. Basically gives you an additional +6 on any of those attribute check bonuses. So pretty major. Prime attribute is charisma. And this one here, I finally kind of understand, because charisma is a function of intimidation. So you can see that charisma comes into play with their intimidation, and it also comes into play with some of with their weapon selection, which is a little bit stranger. But the charisma does play a role in just the having this opposition of the binding oath. So charisma is not just like your appearance or your personality. Charisma is also a measure of your leadership, and so that's why this prime attribute actually makes sense for this character class. So anyway, getting back to it, they can be any alignment. Hit die is a D10, any weapon, any armor, and you can see that after first level. So first level they have a 0, but then thereafter it is a +1 basic to hit for every single level going beyond that. So they are very much a martial class, just slightly less so than a fighter. But there you have the Oathsworn. So an interesting class. Is it niche? Yes, it's absolutely niche. You're going to be very focused, which is the intent, on fulfilling your oath. And so, to if you know that you have a campaign that is going to follow um, a particular aspect for a long period of time, this character class might be a good one to choose. So if you know, let's say, that you are going to be working against the forces of chaos, um, then that, having an oath sworn that is opposed to the forces of chaos, and remember, they don't have to be an exact opposite alignment. They don't have to be lawful good to be opposed diametrically to chaotic evil. They could be lawful neutral and against all chaos, whether it be chaotic good, chaotic neutral, or chaotic evil, or they could be chaotic evil against chaotic evil. It only matters what their choice of the oath is. Their alignment does not have to be in opposition to it. They can try to as it described, they could try to not follow that compulsion, but it's going to limit what they can do. They lose a lot of their abilities if they're not utilizing them, and so eventually they'll fall into line. Eventually, they will follow that oath, and that's what it's all about, is following whatever particular oath they have sworn to. As a castle keeper, I can definitely see various ways of implementing this and allowing this character class to fit better into a group than, like I said, some of the others that we've already covered, or I've already covered, and so again, it's something that where the castle keeper and the players will sit down, and if a player comes to me, let's say, and they say, I would like to play an Oathsworn, and this is what my opposition is going to be against, and I will then think about it a little bit and then just try to work it into the campaign in a way that it's naturally occurring. It's not just geared towards that player, but there will be instances along the way when it's going to come in handy. And I like to do that with all of my players anyway. I like to look at their classes and look at things, and as we're going through, the whole process of going through our adventures and everything, I specifically think about, well, how will I allow this player through their character to shine in this particular moment, um, and I can definitely see that coming up with this character class, the Oathsworn, where they'll have the opportunity to utilize their abilities in order to enhance the experience of everybody at the table as well. So hey, this one is actually pretty useful, I think, and certainly something that I would consider doing now. I've said in the past that many of these are NPC class, very appropriate and very unique to throw in there. And yes, this could definitely be an NPC that the player characters are going to work with for a short period of time, so that they can assist in him or her pursuing their oath, and so that's another way that you can use it as a plot device, to get the characters, the player characters, moving through an adventure that you're looking to have them go upon. So another good one. I really enjoyed this one, and like I said, I think that it's certainly a useful, like I said, it's a useful plot device in order to create a story built around this NPC, or if it is a player character, to build elements of their own story and their own desires, and to fulfill their oath, to work within the party limits as well. So really cool stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed going through it and learning about this class. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and leave your questions and comments in the section there. And this is actually going to go up on time Tuesday morning. So this will come up sometime tomorrow morning. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon, in person, preferably at a con. The next convention I'm going to is in September that I know of right now. So looking forward to that. And also remember that I'm sorry. I have it linked in the. I will have it linked in the description of the video as well. That I've started up a. I started up my channel on Rumble, and so please feel free to jump on over there and to follow on Rumble. I will be creating content on Rumble that is exclusive to Rumble. So I'm getting prepared to do a video over there on the OSR and what the OSR means for me. And then I will start introducing on Rumble a series that I haven't done here. So, a series on Castles and Crusades over there, looking to introduce people to Castles and Crusades over there. So, it'll be a little bit different than some of the videos that I've done here as well. So, as always, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your evening and take care.